Last night, I woke up several times to check on Cody, to check to see if he was breathing, to check to see if he needed anything. And I was checking to see if he was still alive. It occurred to me each time I laid down after that, how would I come and tell the others if he didn't make it? What would I say? It doesn't have to come to that. And I'm reaching out and making a plea. Cody has suffered multiple strokes, multiple pulmonary embolism hospitalizations, DVT blood clots in all 4 limbs, and stenosis, or severe narrowing of the brain, the veins of his brain at the same time, and strokes that happened one after another after that. He was 21 when he was first hospitalized for COVID-19 vaccine injury. He suffered for the past 3 years. His case is seen around the world. My research on COVID-19 vaccine injuries is utilized in investigations in other countries and other states. But I cannot get help in my own state and from my own government. The vaccine injured have been abandoned, and I'm asking Donald Trump, did you know that during a global vaccine campaign and a global pandemic, that the hospitals did not enforce testing for vaccine injury, so the rate of vaccine injury cannot be known? You likely have no idea that these are not rare events, and that there are countless others that are struggling because you and the rest of the world are not given data that's accurate. You can't have accurate data if you do not test to see how many people are injured. Please, Donald Trump, please let me know that you've heard me. I'm one of countless other parents reaching out to you. I wrote a proposed law to help get medical care for those who are injured like Cody, because when they go into the hospital, like Cody did, they are abandoned after that. Cody is lucky enough to have medical insurance, and I've fought to get doctors to help him, but he still cannot get the life-saving medication to calm the antibodies that are causing his blood clotting disorder. Several doctors have written to try to appeal to the insurance company. He was denied his disability. He cannot walk. He's had multiple strokes. His entire life has changed. He's mostly bedbound. He needs a wheelchair that we can't even afford, and we're not going to get unless somebody helps us. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is Cody is one of countless others, and my own state, my own governor, my own Surgeon General has not looked at what is one of the world's worst known COVID-19 autoimmune blood clotting disorders here in the state of Florida. And the research that I did on his condition and on vaccine injuries, they're not aware of, although I've reached out continuously. I've contacted over 50 representatives this past week and several large Twitter accounts. It's time that everybody grows up and stops worrying about stepping on toes. There is so much that has been censored and covered up that some of the politicians are flat out not aware of what has taken place, and many of them are afraid of losing their positions if they speak out against these vaccine injuries and speak up about them. It's not about the politicians and their careers. It's not about whether you're going to step on the president's toes. I'm sure he would respect it if you had information and you actually challenged him and said, look, you weren't given the accurate data, and people like Cody and countless others are fighting for their lives. Donald Trump, did you know that Robert Kennedy Jr. called my son and me in the hospital last year, and he addressed my son's issue, and he has promised change? We can't wait until January. Right now, I need you to encourage the politicians in my state to stand behind Cody's law, the proposed law that I wrote, to get medical care to these people. The CICP and the VICP programs do not provide urgent medical care. When somebody has cancer and they go to Social Security disability to get help, or to the hospitals, they get expedited care under compassionate allowances. The same does not happen for people who are fighting for their lives after vaccine injury. I know, because we went to 3 hospitals in 3 different counties, all about an hour apart, to get help for Cody when he was first injured. And each one tried to convince us that he had COVID-19 infection, and I have the receipts for all of that, even though every single one of his tests for COVID-19, SARS, CoV-2 were negative, and he had negative nucleocapsid tests as well. He is abandoned, he's marginalized, he's pushed to the side, and he is one of countless others. I'm a mother who's rattling the cage and beating my drum, and I demand to be heard. Not for myself, not just for my son, for the others. I want you to hold congressional hearings to get to the bottom of this. When a president isn't being told the truth, and when the next administration rolls with that and kicks the can down the road, we have to get to the bottom of it. We are a civilized society, and this is not how we treat our injured. Just like the people in North Carolina in Hurricane Helene were mistreated and abandoned, and they had to rattle the cage and beat their drum, and they're still struggling to get help and care on an exponential level, on a huge scale. The same happened to the vaccine injured. And I personally will not stop until they're helped, but I come with an army of mothers before me, and I know you know that. But now it's time to address what has taken place for all of them. The receipts that we have need to be seen in Congress, and this needs to be addressed once and for all. And medical care for people like Cody needs to take place when they're first injured in real time. Please look at codyslaw.org. Please help me to get this law passed. Please, everybody watching the video, reach out to your Congress, your senators, your representatives. Doesn't matter. Even if you're in another country, reach out to them and ask to support Cody's law, and ask for hearings on what has taken place with the vaccine injuries. Thank you.